Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark. For this video, I'm just going to summarize the results of this little experiment that I did when they released the new types of constructed events. So as you know, starting with I think Streets of New Capenna or slightly after that, they released new constructed events that are more expensive to enter but provide more prizes. The most notable change in the prize structure is that instead of getting ICRs, individual card rewards, you can win actual packs from these events. So, because of this change, I considered to do this activity, to do this experiment, and try to complete the sets, the rares, of Streets of New Capenna and then of Streets of New Capenna Alchemy using only constructed, not just the constructed events, also the metagame challenges, which I do use. I did use even before this. But so the notable change is that I'm using constructed events only, and I didn't draft these sets. So note that both Streets of New Capenna and Streets of New Capenna Alchemy were available via draft, so you could complete these sets by draft, but I chose not to, so I haven't drafted a single run of either of these sets. All right, so I wanted to see if it's going to be possible to complete the sets just through constructed, and I wanted to see how many runs it's going to take, what win rate it's going to take at those number of runs, and how much it's going to cost. And I wanted to do this because we know the main motivation here is we know that not a lot of people, well, we know two things. First, we know that one of the most efficient ways to complete sets in Magic Arena without spending any money is by playing limited, actually by being decent in limited, right? And we covered that many videos before. Uh, like just what do we mean by being decent limited and what it's going to take, what win rate it's going to take. So we know all that. But not everyone enjoys limited and not everyone is good at limited. Not everyone wants to be good at limited, right? But then how do you get your cards? Like trying to get your cards by buying packs through gold is still the most inefficient way. So here's an alternative, right? So before you can technically try to farm rares by winning the old constructed events, but those events were very slow. Like the rewards, they were much cheaper, but the rewards were also minuscule, and it gets really boring really fast, right? So here for these new events, they're more expensive, but they offer more prizes. So there's more risk, which means there's more reward for those who can get those rewards. All right, so without further ado, let's go through. So as you can see here, I was able to finish getting rare complete, right? As you can see here, both for Streets of New Capenna, I'm at 100% rare completion. And for Streets of New Capenna Alchemy or Alchemy Streets of New Capenna, I am also at 100% rare completion. Mythic, not so much, right? So I'm still missing a bunch of mythics. But I only really seek to be rare complete in each set because it becomes much more cumbersome to try to still like earn packs when they end up being 20 gems most of the time if you're already rare complete, right? So we know that when you're rare complete and you still open a pack, it's going to just contain 20 gems most of the time, unless you open, of course, a mythic pack. But they're not offering those as prizes yet. I hope in the future they offer mythic packs as prizes to these events as well. All right, so how did I get here? So I had to play 96 constructed events runs, and this is split between standard, yeah, I think standard and explorer. Was it? No, I think it was standard. It was standard, and yeah, it's a bit of a long time ago, right? It's April, so I think it was standard and alchemy, split between standard and alchemy. And then aside from that, I had to play 15, about 15. I didn't keep track of this. So it's about 15, probably a bit more, metagame challenge runs. Right, we know that metagame challenges are only available for a specific short period of time, a few days after the release of a set. So there were two metagame challenge periods that I joined. The one was Explorer, the other one was Alchemy. Both of them paid out. Both of them paid out Streets of New Capenna packs. The Alchemy one paid up. Oh, sorry. The Explorer one paid up Streets of New Capenna. The Alchemy one paid up Alchemy Streets of New Capenna. Right. So how does this compare with limited? Well, in order to complete a set in limited, I typically do a lot fewer runs of events. Like the premier draft event is what I use, and I usually just run about 15, sometimes 20. So this is a big difference, right? 96 constructed events, a lot more than uh, than my typical draft runs. Yeah. And the one reason for that is that the constructed events, they only can give you a maximum of 3 packs, and mostly you get 2 packs. But you can get a maximum of 3 packs from them. Whereas for drafts, you get 3 packs, but you also get to draft, right? You can not just that, you get to draft. So you get maybe, I get about 4 to 5 rares on average per draft of what I pull, sometimes more, and then you can earn as many as, I'm not sure, I think as many as 8 packs, 6 packs. If you 7 win, you get a lot more packs, right? Now, as for the metagame challenge runs, whether I'm using constructed events or premier draft events, I'm still going to play the metagame challenge. So that doesn't really affect it. I still try to get about 70 packs or 80 packs per metagame challenge period, and which is the same as what we have here. So these are 2 metagame challenge periods, and I was able to get about 70 to 80 packs per run, per period. So how many packs did I actually win? So from the 96 constructed event runs, I was able to win 202 packs. That's a lot, right? And it makes sense. We know that you can typically win 2 packs on like the typical number of packs you're going to win here is 2. You only win your third pack if you can 7 win, if you can 7x the event, and as you can see, I've 7x a lot. And you can also see that from the play-in points that you see here, right? You earn a play-in points if you 7 win, and as you can see, this is not actually accurate because I earned 20 of those points from getting to the mythic ladder. So those are actually just 44 play-in points, not 64 play-in points, but only 44 of those play-in points were won using these constructed event runs. That said, there's still 202 packs, which is, yeah, a big chunk, right? And then out of the 15 metagame challenge runs, I won about 150 packs. So put those together, that is about 300, that's 350-ish, right? So we don't know what the exact number for these 150 is. So that's 350 something, maybe 360, 370, more than enough for me to get rare complete. In addition to like the packs that I'm opening from the mastery pass. Right? That's more than enough to get your rare complete, not just in Streets of New Capenna, but also in Streets of New Capenna Alchemy. Right? Because of duplicate protection. That's basically why we're doing this, right? Duplicate protection. Right. So what win rate is did I do? For the constructed event runs, my average win rate was about 66%, which I found which was okay. I mean, in the old constructed events, I think the win rate that I was pulling was at least 70%. So definitely there's a bit of a dip here in my win rate, but still pretty good, I think. And with the alchemy win rate, actually with my standard win rate, it's actually 63%. And then the alchemy, because of Ignis combo, actually is a lot higher. Like that one is, I think, about 70 something percent for Alchemy. On the metagame challenge runs, this is unsurprising. I typically 70% win rate in the metagame challenge. So this is just normal for me. So that's unchanged again, whether I'm doing constructed events or premier draft events to complete the set. I typically do the metagame challenge when it's available and usually aim for about 70 packs, 80 packs, which I normally get. Right. Now for the total cost. And the total cost. Now, and this is where I really like this option, and why I'd probably be tempted to go about this option, although despite the fact it's going to take me a lot more runs than doing the drafts, is because the cost is zero. Basically, like if you pull a 66% win rate on the constructed event runs, you win 202 packs, and you don't need to spend any. Well, you need to spend to enter the event, but you actually win enough so that you are not spending anything. So that's why, like, those 96 constructed event runs didn't cost me anything net. In fact, I got back about 475 gems. I got back about 475 gems. So total cost of this is zero. Now, there have been some draft seasons. There have been some draft seasons where it has also cost me zero to draft the event. Like I won enough gems to cover all my costs. But those aren't the norm. Those are the rarity. Uh, those are the exceptions to the rule. Typically, my average draft cost would run around 5,000 to 10,000 gems. So around that much, like 5,000 to 10,000 gems would be what I would be spending for a specific season. Of course, I'm not spending any actual money because I have a ton of gems and a ton of gold. But still, we're counting those as resources spent, right? Now, in terms of gold, I mean, in terms of the metagame challenges, well, this is unsurprising. Typically, I also don't spend on the metagame challenge because once you spike it, you get 3,000 gold surplus, and it's really not. It's really difficult to for the metagame challenge to cost a lot if you're hitting a 70% win rate. So again, here zero cost, maybe a surplus of about a few thousand gold. But note that these are a lot fewer runs than the constructed events, right? Okay, so that's it. So the main takeaway from this video is that there is now a bona fide option for constructed aficionados who do not want to play limited to complete the set, which is, I think, an awesome option provided for us, which I will be partaking of for the foreseeable future. I would probably go back to, I mean, as you can see here, I have 3 draft tokens that I haven't used for either of these sets. So I will be using that eventually, but for a specific set that I really like for example, for the rotation set. I do plan to use those draft tokens for the rotation set, mainly because I may want to get the cards sooner as well for the rotation set. And we'll be losing a lot of cards, so I will probably need a lot more cards from the new set. So that's why drafting is probably the better way to go when that set hits. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. May the shuffler be with you always.